Okay, so we'll get started now. So hello everyone and welcome. My name is Rachel Kingy and I am a Customer Success Manager working in our Brisbane, Queensland, Australia office. Today I'm going to take you through some key Fleet Manager fundamentals. I prepared a presentation which will cover 3 topics. These will help ensure you're working towards taking full advantage of our solution. The session will be recorded and made available to you. This will be part of a series, so Fleet Manager Fundamentals 2.0 will follow this one in a month's time. Once I've completed my presentation, we'll have a few moments for questions, so please, if you have any questions, wait until the end. So let's get started. The items I'll be covering today are organisational groups and sites. So how best to structure this and why it's important. I'll show you how custom groups can be utilised also. MiX insight reports. We'll look through how to run a report and how to add a report as a favourite and how to create a reporting subscription. The third topic for today will be locations and server-side events. Here I'll explain what these are and I'll show you how to set them up and to provide a scenario on how they can be used to identify further optimization of your fleet. So first one, organizational groups and sites. So what is this? This is an important step in laying down the foundation of your database setup. All groups and sites allow you to structure your vehicles in a way which suits the allocation and placement of your fleet. Through our reporting suite, this then allows you to easily report on a group of assets, whether it be a group or site. Additionally, user permissions and securities can be applied based on these, so having this established will help give the necessary access to users on your database. For example, giving someone access to only see assets in a particular site. You also have the ability to select reporting time zones here. So this sets the zone the data will be displayed in. So I'll show you how this works. So under Monitor, Organizational Groups, you can see an existing setup. You can see here these are sites and these are groups. You can have up to a 5-level group hierarchy and you can have 5 group levels with sites being the lowest. If you click on a site, it will display the assets that belong to that site on the left-hand side. To create a new group or site, click on the green plus icon on the top right-hand side. The highlighted group is where your new group will sit under. I'm going to create a test group. I can also select the time zone I want the vehicles to report in. So you can see my test group here. It's showing with a red X. I can delete that by clicking it. The icons displayed to the right of your site show how many assets, drivers, workers, and locations are allocated to that site. You can also use the click and drag function to move your groups and sites around. I'll show you now how your structure can make it easy for you to report on it. So under Measure, Reports, I'm going to use a detailed event report as an example here. You can see here we can report on the entire fleet, groups, or sites. So essentially, setting up your org structure makes light work of compiling data together as per your business requirements. It ensures appropriate access to users and sets the time zone the vehicles are reporting in. Following on from this, I would like to show you through custom groups. So outside of your org structure, custom groups offers the ability to create a personalized group of assets, again allowing you to easily report on a selected combination of assets and drivers. For example, you may have someone within your business that may need to report on a specific vehicle type. You could create a custom group to include all of your Volvos or Ford Rangers, for example, allowing this person to easily report on the custom group. Using this will make light work of comparing an array of data. I'll show you how to set this up. So under Monitor, Custom Groups, click on the plus icon on the far right-hand side to create your group. Give your group a name. For example, I'm going to call this one Ford Rangers. Group type will be assets for this one. And you can also add a description here. Click next to add group members. I can add by org structure here, or I can utilize the search function by clicking select. And I'm going to look for all my Ford ranges. I'm going to select and save. Again, using the search feature, I can check my group has been successfully created. So I can see my group here. I'll now show you how this works when running a report. Under Measure, Reports. I'm going to use a view report and example here. We're going to select Report. Under Report On, I can change this to Asset Custom Group. And you can see here our custom group. So that allows you to run a report just on those assets. So that's just an example of how to create a custom group and how it can be utilized. So that concludes the first topic. We'll move on to MiX Insight Reports. So in this section, I'm going to give you an example on how you can effectively use the MiX Telematics Reporting Suite. I'm going to show you how to run a report, create a favorite, and add a reporting subscription. To do this, I'll take you through an actual situation you could use this for. Vehicles that are driven well naturally perform more efficiently and require less maintenance, with factors like speeding and excessive idling all playing a part in this. So how can we use MiX reports to monitor these factors? So let me show you how this can be done. So the first step is to identify key events that contribute to increased risk and costs. Our hardware enablers allow us to monitor an array of events. Excessive idling, overspeeding, harsh braking, and acceleration all contribute to increased fuel usage and maintenance costs. They also identify poor driver behaviours. So we'll base our reporting requirements around these events. I'll now show you how to run a report, save it as a favourite, and create a subscription. So under Measure Reports, we can select a report category. In this case, we're looking to monitor events. So we're going to select Detailed Event Report. When I hover over the report, a little info icon appears to the right-hand side. If you click on this, it will provide you with information on what the report will cover. This is useful if you're unsure what report type suits your needs. Under Report On, you can again select by org structure or custom group. I also have the ability to click select to utilize the search feature. Just going to search for my assets. Click next. Here we can select from the event list. So we're going to be looking for idle, harsh braking and acceleration, and overspeeding. Under columns, default is pre-selected. This includes the standard identifiers. You can choose to add info. For this example, we'll add drivers. Save. Here you can choose to report on a period being weekly or month to date, or click on the calendar to make a custom selection. Click next. Here you can choose to not include 0-second events or events that took place between a certain time period. Click Next to move forward. So you'll notice with our system, it's very user-friendly in that it really is just following the bouncing ball. You're prompted right the way through. So we'll just wait for this one to load. So under Process, you can either view the report in Fleet Manager or download it. You can pick a format, either PDF, CSV, or Excel. Under Favorites, you can opt to add this to your favorite groups, which will save the pre-selected reporting criteria so you can easily run it again. Under Subscription, you can opt to have this report automatically emailed to you. You can select the frequency and format here. You can add a description. You can also customize the email subject. I can add recipients by clicking Select. So I can use this to add existing contacts, or I can click here to add a new one. I'm just going to add myself in there. So these are the recipients for your subscription. You can also have multiple recipients as well. I'm going to click Run. While the report is loading, I'll show you how to see your subscription. So under Measure, Subscriptions, you can see the one we just created. To the right, if you click the down arrow, you can edit, remove, or run again. You can also create a new subscription by clicking the green plus icon and following the steps. I'll show you now how to see your report favorite. So under Measure, Reports. On the left-hand side, Favorite Reports. Again, to the right, you can click the down arrow to remove or run again. So here is the event report we just created. So from the report, we can see which vehicles and drivers are triggering the factors we want to monitor in order to reduce our risk and costs. From here, you're equipped with the data and can now start to consider your approach to mitigate. You can look into having in-cab alerts or introducing our driver performance scoring module, or even our MiX application, which will allow drivers to see their trips and events and rank them against their colleagues. The MiX reporting suite can also make it easy for you to show results. Following the same process, you can generate a summary event report. I've selected year to date for this example. The report allows you to easily see total occurrences over the months. And for example, if you were to introduce measures to try and reduce the number of events, you could use this report here to show trends. So that concludes the second topic. We'll move on to our third topic today, which will be locations and events. So you may also know locations as waypoints or geofences. Today we'll be referring to them as locations. Server-side events allow you to generate a location-based event on the server using tracking data against a server-side event rule. For example, we're able to report on time spent in location, arrival times, and even overspeeding breaches. As we know, time is money, so having the ability to be able to monitor time spent in locations can help you save money and ensure optimal utilization of your vehicles. I'm going to show you how to create a duration in location event. Firstly, how to create a location, and then how to create an event and report on it. The example I'm going to use can work for customers looking to track and manage time spent in depots for deliveries, or you're wanting to ensure your people's safety by managing time spent in high-risk locations. So I'm going to show you through how to create a location and server-side event. So under Monitor, Manage Locations, you may see existing locations here. If you click on the down arrow to the right, you can edit or remove. On the left-hand side, it shows locations per location type. So you can classify your location as customer, site, or no-go zone. Click the green plus to create a new location. Here we're able to create a location by address or lat long. For this example, we're going to create it by address. I'm going to click and scroll into the area I'm looking for. Using the shape tools along the top here, I can draw the area for my location. I'm going to give my location a name. I'm going to call it MiX Office Brisbane. Location type, again, it can be customer, no-go zone, speed zone. This just helps identify the location. Site, here you can select all sites or make this location available in a particular site. If we refer back to org structure, that's another reason why this is important. So we'll click Save. Now the location is created, we can create our event. So under Monitor, Server-Side Events, click on the green plus icon to the right. I'm going to provide an event description. I'm going to call it time in MiX Office, greater than 5 minutes. Here you can have your event once off or recurring, providing an expiry date. Click next to add assets. So adding the assets we want to monitor. Click next. So here we can select an event type. We're wanting to select duration and location for this example. Under select locations, you can add the location we just created. So MiX Brisbane Office. You can also have multiple locations. You can add other locations. Next, we set our time tolerance. In this case, we want to know if the vehicle has been in that location for more than 5 minutes. Click Save. So we can see our event here. We can now report on this event. So under Measure, Reports, we'll select the detailed event report. Selecting assets. And under events list, this is where we look for the event we just created. So I'm going to search for that one. You can see that one here. So you can proceed to run the report in the same fashion as previously shown. I'll skip through to the example. So this is an example of the report it will produce. You can see vehicle details, our event description, which location, and total duration. So this report gives you actionable data. You can easily see the information on assets that have exceeded the predetermined thresholds. MiX Fleet Manager is packed with features to help fleet operators make informed and timely decisions regarding the performance of their fleet and drivers. This concludes the presentation today. Please feel free to ask any questions now.
Hey Rachel, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Leon here. I'm at Rockley for VNS Depot. So as a mechanic side of things, I say it's a lot that I'll be trying to program in. So obviously, I suppose Jody has been setting a lot of this stuff up. It will come in handy. I should be able, as a mechanic, set up my own little setups regardless of what the company has set up. Would that be correct?
It would depend on your permissions for MiX Fleet Manager. Is Jody your MiX representative, is she, or I would just recommend reaching out? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, I would suggest so, yes.
Yeah, definitely. You should be able to create what I've just shown you through, but it would just depend on your permissions.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd be interested to see, once I get into it a bit more, so yeah, to see what they actually already have set up. And to see what I can set up for myself, that would be more interesting as a mechanical side. I know the workshop, sorry, across the road at the environmental services side will have a different setup, but I don't know if I can access theirs or not because we're a different side and a different site. But that would be very interesting if I could see that information as well when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, very surprised to see, yeah, just how much is involved in this. To say just how much you can put in, which is really good or bad,
Yeah.
depending on whether you're an operator or whether or not you're the boss.
That's it. This will be part of a series also. So the next session in a month's time will go into detail, probably likely around driver performance, but we'll send out the details to follow after this one.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Rachel. Much appreciated.
No worries. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rachel.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. This is Hamdi from Algeria. I just joined the meeting. Sorry, we had trouble issues of electricity this morning. So I just joined.
Yeah. The session's recorded, so you'll be sent a copy of the recording just via email as well.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Because I missed two important parts, and joined on the third one, location and 7 events. So
okay. Yeah, well, we're going to be sending out the link to the copy of the recording, so you'll have that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, thank you. Is it the basic training for a beginner, or should be someone who already practiced MiX telematics before?
It would depend on your organization, I suppose. This is Fundementals, so it should be something that you could easily set up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Hi, Rachel. This is Rajat from India. Can you elaborate whether this custom group creating features is available for all the admin, or any special rights is required that? Because I am the fleet admin for the India vehicles, but I could not see I have the rights for creating custom groups.
It would be permission based, so I would just recommend sending an email to our support team to have that enabled on your user.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. All right, so we'll finish up. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rach.
Thanks.